Page 30, Wipeout. This piece moves. I wonder if they really meant to put this in here. This is based on a 12-bar blues progression. Remember what all that is? The 1, the 4, and the 5/7 chords, and so many measures of each in the such and such an order. You can go back and look at the method book on that if you want to look it up. But if you look at the left hand, you can get the chords. You get, this is in C major. So the 1 chord is the C chord, and we're doing that in the left hand. And you're getting 4 measures of that. Forget that the pickup measure doesn't count. You get 4 full measures. And then the last measure, the second line, you go to the 4 chord. You get 2 measures of that. Then we go back to the 1 chord for 2 measures. And at the end, the bottom, at the page 30, you get a 5 chord, a 1 chord, and then 2 1 chords. There's one at the bottom of 30, and the first one on 31 is a 1 chord too. Believe it or not, it's a 1 chord. And then it goes through the cycle. You just keep going through this 12-bar cycle, however long you want it to be, and that's basically what this piece is on. Well, okay, that's fine, and that's the left hand too. Well, I'll come back to the left hand in a minute because the rhythm is a little weird. The right hand gets these 8th notes. You're coming in on the end of 3. It's 3 and 4 and then it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So you're here, not really using the little finger. And that's basically the pattern. We're just going to do these in all 3 of these chords. So then you get to the second line, pick up to the last measure, you're up here. Then back to the 1 chord. And then 5 chord, last line. 4 chord, and then back to the 1 chord. And then on 31 it's the chord, block chords. Let's look at the rhythm for the block chords. They printed out the rhythm in that next to the last measure there, so let's go over this carefully. And then this is the last 2 measures on the first line on page 31. You have a 1 and 2 and. You're coming on the end of 2 and the end of 3. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And it's this rhythm pretty much throughout the page, or at least the first couple of lines or so. The third line down from the second measure on, you come back down into civilization, and you're basically playing on the beat again. Then it's not so bad. So watch this rhythm carefully. Now the left hand there is playing the same rhythm, so let's talk about the left hand. This left hand rhythm is a tricky one. By itself it's not bad. It's when you put the hands together. So at the top of page 30, we're down here, you have a dotted quarter notes, 1 and 2 and then whatever comes next comes on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and that's the kicker. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's the rhythm throughout. If you can get that, at least you got to step forward, because that by itself doesn't seem that hard. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you're just doing it on the different chords. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we get over to page 31, the second measure there. 2, 3, 4. Then we get the same rhythm we had in the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's the kicker. But there at least the hands are playing the same rhythm. So I'll come back to that in a minute. Let's back up to 33, because when you put the hands together, good luck. Because you're starting out here. Well, so far so good. It's 1 and 2 and. See, when I play that B flat, that's when the left hand plays its chord. You see they're lined up in the music. But the left hand's all slurred. It's, you know, don't, I mean, phrase it the way they've got it. Don't lift up because you're playing a chord in the left hand. So again, at the beginning, play the E flat, that's when I play the chord. Now the hands are basically the same rhythm, sort of, maybe a little. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 3 and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. And you gradually speed it up. Just make sure those eighth notes are on the ands, not on the beat, because it's easy to get off and start playing on the beat. Because you have to be careful on that. And you slowly speed it up because it is a fast piece. DS at the bottom, the DS coda. The DS means go back to the sign. The sign is at the top of page 30. You're going to go back to there, and then when you get to the coda sign, which is at the bottom of page 30, you jump over and do the coda. So page 30, you're going to jump up there. Crescendo at the end to a fortissimo. I'm not using pedal there. If you want to use pedal, it's up to you, but if I'm not going to use pedal anywhere else, why would I use it here? And we want this to bounce along, and the pedal would tend to fatten it up, if you would, make it sluggish a bit, but we don't want that. So let's take this really, really super slow to double check mainly the rhythm. The notes aren't hard, it's the rhythm we got to look at, and we are going to do it just the way it's written, except for the slow part. So we are going to do the DSL coda bit too. So I'm going to give us 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we come in on the end of 3. So put your hands where they go here to start. 1 and 2 and go. Two and three and four and